ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Getting Off. I am your host, the patron saint of the perverse, the warden Matt Ritter. I almost fucked up my intro, and I almost clicked the wrong intro. I need to delete the old one, because now we have a new one. Very brand new today. I'm here with my co-hosts, my guests, to talk the Alien franchise. First and foremost, she is Ms. Katie Kinsey Bay, host of the She League Showcase Inside the Mind of In the Crowd, and yeah, Getting Off. Hi.
Hey.
And joining us today, so I've had, I think, every possible iteration of Final Girls and Eric that I could possibly have on a show. I've had both the Final Girls. I've had each Final Girl individually. I've had Eric individually on trivia. Yep. I've had Sarah and Eric, and now the brother and sister duo, Kellie from Final Girls.
So the only combination that you haven't had yet is
the three of you.
Well, Nirvan also. But that's okay because Nirvan hasn't even been on our show yet. So it's okay. He's only been on one podcast ever, and it wasn't even ours. So it's okay. He's well, no, yeah, okay. What the hell? It was it just kind of happened that way. But he's working his way up to podcasting still. It's still kind of scary to him. So we'll give him some time. Hey, he's still exploring. It's a tough thing.
Listen, if he was cool enough for you to enter into a relationship with, I'm sure he's going to be great to have on the show and a good time.
He is
because you guys are awesome and we love you guys. But also, your brother is here as well, down here actually, over here this way.
I was going to say, where are you pointing?
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good.
Bueno.
Sarah was
Va bene.
Sarah was keeping me up to date with what you were watching and asking me what was going on. So very nice of her.
Yeah. She tells people a lot more about me than I thought. I have coworkers come up to me and they're like, "Oh, hey, how's this going?" And I'm like, "I didn't tell you that." And they're like, "Oh yeah, Sarah told us." I'm like, "Oh." Cool.
You know what? My wife would appreciate that because she doesn't like talking to people. So
that
gets her out of having those conversations. Is you just take care of it for me. So
no, it's cool because I would tell them nothing if they would know nothing about me if it wasn't for her. So yay.
Eric, I got a message from someone today saying how much they liked our Purge Anarchy episode, which you were on, obviously, and Election Night, Purge Election. What is that one called?
Election year.
Election year.
Oh yeah, election year.
I don't know. The
Purge election year. What the fuck? Anyway, it was funny because they were specifically like, hey, it would be really fun if we learned some Purge statistics. Because remember, I was like, oh, I'll tell ChatGPT, and you were like, don't ask ChatGPT like what the and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it right now. And so I did, and I sent them this like long ass thing that Chat sent me back, and it was really creepy stuff. And they just like kind of emoji response to like, wow, okay, I didn't think about like rich people writing off murder in their taxes, and thanks for sharing.
I mean,
that actually doesn't surprise me.
I mean,
I was like,
well, like if the only punishment for a crime is a fine, it's only a crime for the poor. So.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Sorry to bring things down immediately.
Hi, Allison. And thank you for the new intro video.
I noticed that. Lovely.
I will. Yeah, no, that was in the works as soon as I came up with the new logo. Why are you? What's the funny face for?
Why are you frowning?
She's freezing.
Oh.
That might be why she's frowning.
Freeze frowning.
Yes.
Freeze frowning?
Freeze frame frown. Say that
frown.
5 times fast.
Freeze frame
Yes,
frown. Oh god damn it.
Not even gonna try.
I'm sure she'll be back. This actually happened the last episode we did too for a little bit where I was on my own, but I have you guys here, so I don't have to talk to myself.
So whatever.
This time and kill time.
No. We're not here. You are talking to yourself. You're just imagining all of this.
We're not even real.
It's gonna make it a lot easier to do the show. Oh, hi, Katie.
Hi.
Hi.
The anger.
So sick of this fucking internet. I don't understand.
You know, speaking actually on something on that note, when I was watching Alien Resurrection, our internet was being wonky, and like every 90 to about 120 seconds, it would just stop and buffer and go back 10 seconds and go and then stop and buffer and go back 10 seconds. And oh my God, it was frustrating.
Yeah,
That's
especially well, actually,
it was bad.
Katie, since this is the first time you've seen the entire Alien quadrilogy for the first time, you said you've seen most of the first Alien, I believe?
Yeah, it was probably like 7% of the first Alien. I don't even know how long ago. I was never like fully interested in these, so I was like, it's not gonna be like my go-to. But yeah, I sat down and watched these 4.
How are you feeling about them now that you've watched them?
Same.
Okay, wait. Here's what I want to know from every one of the 4 people on this call: Alien or Predator first?
Predator.
I've never seen Predator, so I don't know.
That's actually next on our list. So the plan is we're going to do the first 4 Alien movies. And then we're going to do Prometheus, Alien Romulus, and Alien Covenant.
Yes.
Then we're going to do the first 2 Predator movies and the Alien versus Predator movies. And then we're going to do everything else Predator after that. So that is kind of the plan for the rest of the year.
Can I come?
Yes, you can. You absolutely can.
Matt, why don't you feel it out after tonight? Okay. Why don't we see how this...
Well, I'm
That's
also
my sister.
Predator. I am with him as far as Predator goes. And we'll talk about why.
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
I'm with Eric on Predator over Alien. And some of the later Predator movies had a lot to do with that.
Maybe I won't be invited back then.
I was gonna say, if it was just the first 2 Alien movie or the first 2 Predator movies versus the first 2 Alien movies, I'd go Alien 100%. But things get a little wonky as we move on from the first 2 movies. But we're gonna talk about that. So the question I want to know, starting with you, Katie, which of these 4 movies was your favorite?
Ooh. Aliens.
Number 2.
Yeah. I like
All right.
2.
Kellie, are you an Alien or an Aliens girl, or are you going to be a resurrection apologist?
You know what? Oh God. Okay, maybe I shouldn't start it that way. So I mean, I'm Alien. The first one, like, you know, is my favorite. Part of that is, you know, because it was our intro to Ripley. Obviously, Sarah and I have a huge soft spot for Ripley and for Jonesy. And yeah, the movie is so badass, and it kind of has the most horror vibes of all of them, as opposed to like action or unintentional comedy, as some of the later ones do. And so I like that a lot about the first one. It's like really visceral, and it's really weird, and it's just like dark and gritty, and just anyway.
All right.
I do kind of like and I like Aliens, and I kind of do like Resurrection, only because it's so stupid. It's like it's fun. It's like they were fully into like, fuck it, we're just gonna go full camp. I mean, they cloned Ripley with like fully painted manicured nails. Like, what on earth? I mean, it's just like, nothing makes any sense. And then 3 is unwatchable. Completely unwatchable.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting. Eric, what was your favorite of the 4?
Alien 3.
I almost want to say it now just because.
Please say 3.
I almost want to say it now just to fuck with you. Oh man. You know, I think I gotta say 2 also. I mean, I think 2 is fantastic. If I may go on a weird little aside, not really aside real quick, but I was talking with one of my buddies, and we were talking about the Alien franchise, and just that it's not like like if you look at, you know, like the Scream franchise, each one of those is like a straight slasher movie through and through, every single one of them. Whereas the Alien movies, the first one, like you said, Kelly, oh God, that was weird to say.
You
Red.
call her Red. It's okay.
Like people are gonna understand. It's all right.
I called her Red.
Okay. So the first Alien is absolutely a visceral horror movie. It's a horror movie, whereas the second one is it's a military movie. Whereas the third one is a prison break movie, and the fourth one is a haunted house movie, haunted house movie, right? Like they're all just genre movies as opposed to all being slasher horror movies. So when I rewatched them with that kind of thought process, it was easier to stomach 3 and 4.
No, I got you.
That's a valid take.
I am with, I don't know. I agree with Kelly as far as if I'm looking at a straight up horror movie, it's going to be Alien. Sure. I do love the Alien Queen and having more aliens and the lore that comes, as we say here, we are lore whores. The lore that comes with aliens, right? I am opposite with Kelly, though. I prefer Alien 3 to Alien 4. I think Alien 4 is unwatchable and Alien 3 is kind of fun. And the reason for that is Alien 4 gave us an alien queen with a human womb that spawned what I consider to be an abomination. And part of the reason that Fede Alvarez brought it back in Romulus, which I was so excited for, and almost ruined that movie for me. Sorry, I know. I sorry. I apologize.
I don't give a shit.
Because I was so excited for Alien Romulus, and then that happened, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Fede? Like, of all the things that you could have taken from this franchise, that one. But so it's the evolution of the Xenomorph that confuses me, but also really interests me. You start out with an alien queen who lays eggs. The aliens that we see in Alien and Aliens are drones. So think kind of, ants or bees in that aspect. From the eggs come the face huggers, or as I like to call them, the face fuckers, because I feel like they just couldn't say that because of... Listen, it attaches to its face, it shoves down your throat. No,
you're right.
Impregnates you.
It's 100% intentional. Yeah. That's exactly what it's meant to.
That's definitely some face
evoke. Fucking. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
It impregnates you, and then there's the chest burster, and then there is an undeterminate amount of time or reason for why it goes from this tiny, cute little thing that hatches from your chest to a full-blown fucking monster.
It is cute.
What Alien 3 did that I thought was
weird.
Cool.
What, the little guy?
It is. It's a little mouth. Listen, everything about Alien is sexual. There is so much lube and saliva and
so much lube. Oh my god.
The Xenomorph's tongue being it's all
everything is lube.
Everyone is so wet in these movies, including Ripley in number 3, but we'll get there later.
Oh my god!
Number 4 also. There's a whole dive scene in the movie. Everyone is literally.
Yeah, but in 3, Ripley's also getting some for real, not from Alien. I mean,
she was with me.
I thought this was a PG podcast.
No,
he's joking. He's joking. I do like that though. That Ripley's like, "Do you find me attractive?" He's like, "In what way?" I'm like, "What other fucking way would there? What do you mean?"
I mean, he's been in prison with a bunch of dudes forever. But what Alien 3 did that I thought was really cool was we impregnated a Rottweiler and got a new form of the Xenomorph in the runner where it is on. The CGI was awful, I will say that. But
oh my god.
He's on all fours. He's a little more aggressive. He's a lot faster. It's a cool evolution. Whereas in later movies, we kind of take a step back in that evolutionary line for reasons. That's weird to me.
But 3 just doesn't have enough aliens. That's one of my many issues with it.
But I think
my favorite one only has one alien.
Though. Exactly.
But that alien is like, first of all, fucking cool. This one, I don't dig the runner thing. Like if you play a lot of video games, runners are like grunts that you're just spraying with bullets. Like they're nothing interesting. They're not formidable. Like to me, that's not the like primary boss of the like game or movie. Like I don't know. That's just, you would face like 10 of those in a room and move on to something more interesting.
But I think that was kind of the point though about Alien 3 is like they make it explicitly clear that there's no ammo, there's no weaponry, like they're literally sticks and stones essentially in that prison planet. And I think that's how they tried to mitigate that and try to make it scarier that it was a runner. Whereas in the second one, they set up the automatic cannons or whatever in the hallway and just mowed them down. And this one was like, okay, well, we can't do that anymore. How do we make one scary again? Like, how do we take it back to the first one and make one scary? Oh, no, I didn't at all. I didn't at all. I just think from a writing standpoint, I think that's what they were going for.
Because there's also straight up scenes of Ripley like shooing it away like a dog and stuff. And I know like it's because it won't attack her, but it makes it stupid.
Ripley's mama.
It makes it like 1,000 times less scary. It's just like there it is. Okay, the bad dog. Like this is what? No.
Well,
all right.
I mean, it came from a dog, didn't it?
Oh,
well, sure.
She got you there.
But that doesn't make it. It doesn't equate to something cool.
Like 20 minutes. That's all I got.
That's just ripping off the thing. Anyway, like whatever.
True.
Sorry, Matt. We're derailing all over the place.
We're not. This is literally what the show is. The show is one.
That's what this one is.
Did you want to? I feel like when we talked about Insidious, we kind of went like more in order, except for when we were like drooling over Patrick Wilson throughout.
Well, how could you not? Patrick Wilson.
How could you not?
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank
well,
you.
this
but,
whole
I mean, like
opening,
with the Alien movies, like we all know the first one. Like we don't need to hash that one out. Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Can we hash out a little bit? It's fucking Alien.
Okay,
first and foremost,
I think there's a whole episode of Final Girls about that.
That's true.
If you guys,
everyone,
I was
final-girls.com to listen.
I was just gonna say, if you guys
Pretty
want a
cool to
full,
this episode,
fleshed out Alien done by Kellie and Sarah, it is there. It is awesome. There's even one about Jonesy on the Patreon.
There's one about Jonesy, which I do appreciate that they brought Jonesy back in number 2. Fuck all of them for not revisiting that later. But it is nice to see him briefly. And for some reason, they also brought back the Ripley underwear stuff. Like, again, great. Thanks.
That was in everything up until, I think, 4. That
it's just
that is the perfect way to
make
start
it weirder, though.
So
4 is so weird. Nirvana was like, why is this so porny right now? I was like, I don't know how to answer that.
So the first Alien movie directed by Ridley Scott, who also directed Blade Runner, G.I. Jane, who you figure with the way Ripley looked in 3, that would be the director of G.I. Jane.
That's my plus for 3. She looks amazing with a shaved head. Totally works for her. Super badass.
Gladiator 2, Hannibal, The Martian. I'm just doing the Kelly thing where I run down the director's whole, filmography. Yep. Ridley Scott's done a lot of shit. And also all of the visuals, H.R. Geiger. I'm still trying to figure out how an alien terraforms a spaceship. They don't ever explain that, how he just kind of makes it. Where is he getting the material from?
He just said, challenge accepted. Life finds a way. I don't know. Suspension of disbelief, man. It's a fucking movie. What do you want from me?
What do you want?
But there are some themes that do carry from the first movie. First and foremost, if you are in hypersleep, you must be in your underwear, and underwear in the future is the same underwear that we have now. There has been no advancements going forward in underwear at all.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, have you ever tried bamboo underwear? It is supreme.
I don't think they're using bamboo underwear, though.
Have you ever had underwear made out of bamboo?
I do, actually. I do.
It's fantastic.
That's all I'll buy.
That's what they're using in space, okay? Like,
but that's the thing. They don't even have like cool like space age underwear. It doesn't have to look, like anything weird, but it could at least be like maybe like it fits them properly or something.
Or at least if you're gonna do it, like do some marketing for Fruit of the Looms or Hanes or whoever. They're like some sort of product placement.
Did you see that? I think it was number 2. It said that you could see her like Reebok logo on her shoes. And so Reebok did a whole tie-in with a shoe that they apparently still sell called the Alien Stomper.
Sweet.
Which, if that's true, is cool.
That's rad.
I don't know.
Where do we get those?
I Google it. Alien Stomper. I mean, that's what the
well,
trivia said. So I hope that's true.
But with the exception of 4, because 4 is weird, and we'll get there. Some very obvious things are set up in the first movie that carry on through. The underwear is one. Ripley being the smartest, most capable person on the ship, who is consistently ignored despite being the smartest, most capable person in any room she walks in.
Definitely, absolutely part of it is the gender roles for sure.
Yeah. She is like, I'm on the ship, and when I'm on the ship and the other 2 guys are gone, I'm in charge, and they just ignore her,
They're like, hey, fuck off. Yeah.
And everyone is fucked because they didn't listen to Ripley. You could have just let one guy die. Could have just let Kane die, and everyone would have lived and got the fuck out of there. But
exactly.
We also wouldn't have had a movie then either. So, there's that.
Unfortunately.
AI, mother, here to, wake everyone up for capitalism and follow orders. Got to go get that alien.
I found
juice. Wayland Yutani. Found juice.
I found the shoes.
Oh.
You found juice?
You did, for real?
$200 on eBay, baby.
Oh, hey?
Yeah, the Alien Romulus edition. Yeah.
There's an Alien Romulus edition?
Oh, yeah, maybe. You can find anything on the internet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got here Reebok.
Dude, yes.
They also look like cool. I was gonna say they look like what Marty McFly was wearing in the future.
They do.
I would wear the shit out of those. Those are awesome.
Future shoes always look like 80s shoes.
Yep.
The future is 80s. Like, can we just say that for a minute? Like, everything in the future is the 80s. Like,
so Kelly.
Well, and
you have.
Real quick, you said the AI. Sorry to interrupt you. You said the AI, and I just wanted to point that out. Also, yeah, the Android thing carrying through like all the movies as well, except for number 3. Mostly, obviously we get a tiny bit of Bishop, but that's one of the things a tiny little piece of Bishop. That's one of the things I don't like about 3 because they skimp on that. That's one of the things I do like about 4 because I do like the Winona Ryder character as Call. And so I'm glad that they brought that back in. And I'm also glad that they didn't just like default to making all of the androids villains, which would have been boring and you would expect. And so it was cool that, that's one of the things I really like about 2, that they subvert your expectations in that way and that he's actually such a likable character. And then 4, that there's some like conflict there, like reasonable conflict, but like,
Do you think her name was Call because they had a recall on them, and that's why they call her Call? Like I was trying to figure out why her name was Call, but then later in the movie they said something about a recall on all of those models, and I was like, is that why they call her Call?
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Like,
but then did she take that name after she got recalled?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it just a nickname that the assholes on the ship gave her?
Maybe. Well, I mean, like even
those dickheads. God, fucking Ron Perlman is insufferable
awful in that movie. Holy fuck.
My God! When Ripley grabs his tongue, he makes the grossest
like, you want
face
another
I've
souvenir?
ever seen. God. Anyway, sorry, Matt.
No.
No. Did you like Jonesy, Katie? Did you like the cat?
I love Jonesy.
Jonesy's so.
I'd be allergic to Jonesy, but I love Jonesy.
It didn't have to be Jonesy because Jonesy is precious and we saved Jonesy. But at some point, we saw what happened to Rottweilers. I would have liked to see a face hugger get a hold of a cat and see what kind of version of Xenomorph we get from a cat too.
No.
Talk about a fucking apex predator. Like,
yeah.
That would be. That's a good idea.
A cat alien would be more dangerous than a dog
good
alien.
idea.
Especially
Ridley
because the cat
Scott, are
aliens
you
just
listening?
wouldn't give a fuck.
Ridley Scott.
Like,
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, exactly. I know. In the first one, you literally see Jonesy like hissing at the alien and like playing with like alien skin sheddings and stuff like
Like
that.
Jonesy
Like,
doesn't give a fuck.
so what didn't you see in the first movie, Katie?
I feel like I don't remember like the first like half. I didn't remember like the first like half of the movie.
Okay.
That's fair. That's another thing that was a lot more common around this time period is that movies took fucking forever to get
It was
going.
really slow.
The second one, especially, so I don't know which edition you guys watched. I didn't even realize that I had the special edition as opposed to the like standard edition. And so the difference is that there's like, I don't know, 25 extra minutes in the one that I was watching. And so I was like, holy shit, this movie's fucking long. It's like 2.5 hours. And so it felt really long because you don't even see an alien until like over an hour into the movie. And I was thinking, like, this is so much setup for this movie. I don't remember it being like this. And then when I looked it up later, I was like, okay, there was a bunch of scenes added back into the version that I was watching that had been cut out that probably would have made this movie feel a lot more like streamlined if I was watching that version. But it was such a thing at the time. And I have to be honest, I have the same gripe about Halloween. Like I've said that before too. Like some of these movies just like take a long time to like set up the thing and before you get the payoff.
Well, actually, like I was noticing that too, is that actually in pretty much, I think all 4 of them, you don't see an alien until an hour in.
It's just, yeah.
Interesting side point. My 5-year-old daughter has 0 attention span whatsoever. Friday was daddy-daughter movie night. She wanted to watch The Crazies. We started watching The Crazies. She got bored of The Crazies and like left and went to play in her room. So I'm like, all right, I'm turning the movie off. Like the whole point is for us to sit here and watch a movie. And she goes, well, I didn't really like that. So I go upstairs and I'm doing stuff and I'm like, all right, I'm going to put on Halloween. And if you want to come and sit and watch this movie with me, you can watch this movie with me. And then I'll just do what my mom did when I was her age and cover her eyes during all the dirty stuff. So like, you know, so she sat down and she was bored from the beginning of The Crazies, watched the entirety of Halloween.
Wow.
Okay, I knew I was gonna get your go with the Halloween comment. I still, for the record, I still really like Halloween, but like I just have some anyway. She thought The Crazies was more boring than are we talking about the remake?
Yes, the remake.
First of all, that is a crazy movie for a 5-year-old to watch. I mean, like, I'm not giving you like parenting. It's up to you. But like, if I was 5 and I saw that fucking movie, I would be out of my mind. But
did you see the TikTok that I posted where she's watching
I don't
Children
have
of the Corn? Okay.
No.
I posted a TikTok. I'll send you the video. She's watching Children of the Corn.
That's
and
hilarious.
It's the scene where Kirstie Alley's character is asleep and she's dreaming about walking up on the dead boy and he pops up for the jump scare. She is 2 inches from the TV and did not flinch. She has seen, she walked in and watched the end of Evil Dead Rise with me. No issues. She has seen Pet Sematary. She has seen Children of the Corn. She has seen all 7 Scream movies and can name all of the killers in all 7 movies. Has not had a nightmare. Has not had an issue. She watched Welcome to Derry, both new It's and the original It, which again made me shit my pants at her age. She wants to dress up as Periwinkle for Halloween because she thought it was adorable.
Okay, that would be cute as hell.
So I don't know what kind of child I'm raising, but
I mean,
zero fear.
To be clear, I wish I had been like that as a child. I was a very nervous child, so I'm just speaking for myself.
Nothing bothers this kid. And every time I tell Kate, oh, we watch this, she's like, Jesus fucking Christ. But again, she doesn't have any problems. She's not going to school and stabbing anyone.
Sure.
Thank God. And she doesn't have nightmares. So
I had hella nightmares as a kid. And still. I actually really like the Crazies reboot, but that's another conversation.
Literally.
The Havoc Hour 7928 said, let's remember all this when Matt goes missing in 10 years. Yeah. When I showed him the Children of the Corn video, he did ask me, are we sure she's not one of them? And I'm like, we won't know until I'm dead. So
yeah, that's true.
That's something you find out later. Really
Yep,
quick
after that.
question that I have for you, Matt, since you mentioned Evil Dead Rise. And I know how much you like it. Did you see The Mummy?
I did, actually. I just watched it this past weekend.
That's just Evil Dead Rise part 1.5, right?
Kind of. So we've all seen The Mummy here, correct?
Which mummy?
The Lee Cronin's.
Lee Cronin's Mummy.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
and I don't want to, so I don't care.
I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's so new. Don't spoil anything. But it's such an. People call it Evil Dead Daughter. It's just Evil Dead, but with a little girl.
To be fair, I thought it suffered
Evil
from
Dead.
what we've been talking about here this entire time. It took way too long to get started. Once it got started,
Dude.
I was in, but it felt like it took forever to get there.
It
And
takes
I was
forever to
worried
get started. Yeah.
that this was going to be Alien Romulus all over again for me, where I loved Fede Alvarez and I was so excited. Then I got this movie and I was like, okay. And I thought that's what this was going to be with Lee Cronin after Evil Dead Rise. But I ended up really enjoying it. Once the movie got started, it just takes forever to get there.
I liked it. I just felt like it wasn't really doing anything like that different because I was just like, what? This is just full on Deadites again. Like, I can't help it. I just see Deadites in every fucking thing now. But even
it's
especially
awesome.
since
Deadites are
Lee
great.
Cronin had Deadites are fucking great, but I'm like, do your own thing, damn. Like,
And
you just
I don't know
did
if you-
Evil Dead Rise. Calm down.
I don't know
man.
if you remember this, but I am working on a universe that revolves around the Necronomicon, and everyone are just Deadites. So
I do remember
everyone and
that.
everything
That's
are
right.
Deadites.
That's right. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Alien.
Katie, how did you feel about the way Ripley was treated in the hierarchy of the ship?
It's like now. Women aren't listened to ever when they're
It's
right.
like forever.
Literally, it's how history's been throughout time. Future space, now. Nobody listens to women when we're the fucking smartest people in the room.
I had to point this out to Nairon. We were watching number 2, and like Paul Reiser's character kept calling Ripley kiddo, and I was like, "Ew."
That's so
I
fucking
hate
rude.
Paul Reiser. I hate Paul Reiser in 2.
Okay,
I hate
well,
him.
everyone hates him in 2. The trivia said that his own mother clapped when he died in 2. Like, but you know what's really weird is like I had just watched number 2, and then the very next day I was watching an episode of The Boys, and he was in the fucking episode, and I was like, "What the fuck?
Yes.
What the hell has Paul Reiser been doing? What the fuck?"
Yes.
It was so weird.
Same.
But anyway,
Yeah.
but he kept calling Ripley kiddo, and I was like, "Fuck off!" And Nirvan was like, "What?" And I was like, "Don't you get like how demeaning that is?" He was like, "Isn't he just calling her that because like maybe she's like a little bit younger?" And I was like, "No,
Doesn't matter.
First of all, it doesn't matter, and also no, unless she's like physically, literally a child, like a toddler, he should not be giving her child names.
Yeah, is she Newt?
Exactly. If she was, because he asked me that later. He was like, "Okay, if he said that to Newt, would that be okay?" I'm like, "Sure, he can call Newt kiddo. That's fine, I guess." But like, not Ripley.
Child.
Fuck off.
To be
I
fair,
mean, it
I
was
call
clearly
Kate
meant to be a
sometimes.
power move. Like, it was clearly meant to be disrespectful.
That's what I'm.
You know, like,
But that's how everyone is to Ripley all the time. It is so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Well, we see that with Dallas, the captain of the ship, because he overrides Ripley after Kane is infected, brings him back in, ignores quarantine protocol, puts everyone at risk, gets everyone killed, except for Jonesy and Ripley.
Hicks, though, Hicks listens to everything that Ripley says. Like, when she's like, "Yo, we need to get off this planet and get all the way up there and nuke the shit out of it,"
Nuke it from orbit.
he was like, "Let's get out of here and nuke it from orbit," and then looks at Ripley and is like, "Yep, that was the right. Of course,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
do
they
that."
need to hear it from a man. They won't take it from her. They have to hear it from the man to accept it.
Yes, but what I'm saying though is like he's the only man in like
He was the ally.
franchise that was the ally to her. Like,
Yeah, he was the ally.
Like, he's the
And
only
the Doctor
one,
in
though.
3.
The Doctor in 3, I guess. I was like, dude, you're hooking up with Tywin Lannister? That's fucking weird.
That was weird, but listen, like she said, it had been a
Who
long
didn't hook
time
up
out
with
in
the
space.
Lannister?
I know.
Right.
I'm like, you have okay. I'm like, you have slim pickings there, I guess. Everyone else is like rapists, which they just breeze right over.
Like,
Self-proclaimed rapists and murderers, and we're just supposed to be like, okay, yeah,
Hey,
cool.
hey, Hey, they found God, all right?
Oh yeah.
What
Clearly.
God
Okay.
did they find?
Yeah. I'm so happy for them. I'm so glad that there are
So
like
happy.
scrappy heroes of the movie. Fuck's sake.
No, they're awful, and they
They're
all
all
deserve to
terrible.
die, and they did.
Yeah, they all did.
They all did.
So, even the people that survived got wiped out by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation as they left and just erased the prison planet from memory. So,
Yeah.
Speaking of 3, how did we feel about Bishop 2 showing up at the end to try and con Ripley into saving the alien queen?
So, yeah, I saw that there was a lot of discussion about the legitimacy of this, like whether he is what or who he says he is. I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, because so he gets his ear ripped off, like almost entirely ripped off during the like scuffle, like ensuing scuffle, and then he doesn't really react to it that much. Like you would think he would be like holding his ear or something, and then that's kind of like a similar injury to what Bishop, like the android had, like the synthetic had, and so it kind of makes him look similar to like the android that he's the likeness of, and so it's just like I don't know.
Well,
So there's
from
some
lore,
debate.
From lore,
Mhm.
we know that Bishop is manufactured to look like Weyland,
Right.
due to Alien versus Predator, which
Mhm,
we'll talk
mhm.
about soon.
Yes.
Yes, because we all know that here. Yeah, totally.
That's
Just
a
a heads
very
up.
minor spoiler. That's like it's totally
Lance
fine.
Hendrickson is coming back.
Yeah.
He'll be
Cool.
back.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And then there's some other stuff in Prometheus and stuff like that where we see stuff. So, judging from lore, that was Bishop 2. That was an android.
Well, the only thing I'll say about that is it looked like actual blood, not synthetic blood on his ear.
Or it's the
That's
beginning
all
of
I got.
cloning. So, Alien 3 started the 2 worst things in the franchise. We changed the Xenomorphs, which I enjoyed in 3, but then became a problem later, and possibly cloning, which...
Sorry, I was conflating 2 different things. I was talking about Bishop in number 3 at the end of number 3 is what I was talking about when Bishop shows up as a human. Yeah, okay. If that was clear. So
Yeah, no,
I know.
I
Okay.
don't think he was a human. I think unless it was a clone. I was under the impression that that was another version of the android.
Mhm.
Another version of
I
the
thought it
android.
was real. I
That's
thought it was
But
real
no, you're
bad.
right. He did bleed, but he would have to be a clone based on what we saw later in the films,
Mhm, mhm.
because he was way
Okay,
too
but some
young
of us
to
don't know
be-
that, so some of us are just gonna think he's real.
You're about
Me
what,
specifically.
a month
I'm
away?
gonna think he's real.
2 months? A month and a, yeah, 2 months. 2
I don't
months away from
know.
finding out. You'll forget by then. You'll be all right.
Rude, but true.
I know you well enough. Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to move on.
I was going to move on to how about the big fuck you that is the beginning of number 3,
Where
which
we kill
is
everyone?
like, oh, you think that Hicks and Newt and Bishop, your wonderful like little crew that survived with Ripley at the end of 2 are gonna like be cool and good? Guess what? They all died horribly. Fuck you. You don't get anyone.
I was
Ripley
so
crash landed on a fucking prison planet with like murderers and rapists. She's still getting attacked by aliens and she's pregnant with one. Your life is hell. Enjoy the movie.
So
It
if you
isn't
give
David-
me if you give me a list of plots of alien movies and a list of writers from alien movies, I might have picked that Joss Whedon wrote the 3rd one, not the 4th.
Are you
one.
whispering? Are they
Well,
in your
Wait,
house?
you're right. Like, no, no, that was
Is
like
Joss Whedon holding a gun to your head right now?
Yeah, like what is happening off screen?
Don't say
move
Josh.
that camera a little bit more that way. Josh, you're okay.
Well,
No, but like, yeah, no, I thought that was like jarringly shocking too. It's like they spent like this whole movie building up this trio, and then you just do him like that. Like that.
It's
like
so.
it reminded me of Final Destination 2, where in the opening credits you find out that they just killed Devon Sawa off screen with a brick falling on his fucking head. Like the lamest fucking death in history.
But like normally you do that for characters that the audience hates and wants to see like retconned away quickly, like Poochie went back to his home planet kind of thing. Like you don't want, like you don't do it to characters that were like, you don't, that like, I don't even like when they introduce like little kid characters in danger in movies. Like I don't even like that trope. But like, what?
Yeah, Sarah won't even watch Stranger Things.
Because I know. Like, well, no, I don't care about the kids. Sorry, Matt. I don't care about the kids being in danger. I don't like kids. I don't like the kids in the movie.
No, listen. I don't disagree with you because I hate Andy in Child's Play. That is the most annoying fucking child. I have said that. He drives me insane. And Newt also, like, not my favorite character.
You know, she could be worse. She could be worse, but like still.
She's not awful, but she's not great. But
she's like kind of helpful.
But this is why like all the directors of all the movies, because they're like all different, they all are like so angry at each other and at like the studios and everything. Like there's so much animosity towards everyone else for like derailing like the original story that the first person had, and then the next story, and then like the studio picked this up, and then like David Fincher, you know, disowned his film, which I understand. I love David Fincher, but what the fuck? And like,
well, that's where I wanted to go. So we talked Alien was Ridley Scott, and you can see that with, you know, the things that he has made. Blade Runner, Gladiator, Hannibal, these movies. It's very his tone. Aliens was James Cameron. And again, this feels like Terminator 2. This feels like Avatar, Terminator, True Lies, The Abyss.
Titanic.
Piranha 2, the classic that is Piranha 2.
Just like Titanic.
Just like Titanic.
And then Alien 3 was David Fincher. Now, obviously, Fight Club, Zodiac, Seven, Gone Girl, etc. But there is the assembly cut, which is an alternate version released later that is considered by many fans to be closer to Fincher's original vision, featuring extended opening, more character development, and a different ending where the alien host is an ox, which I really don't know how we got there. And I'd love to see that.
Is a Xenomorph just a Venom symbiote now or something? Like,
honestly, there's going to be a fish and like a frog.
Yeah, give me a Xena horse, you know? Like,
that's my favorite part of Venom.
The fuck?
But see, I'm actually kind of, so I love the idea of whatever the face fucker impregnates, that the Xenomorph that hatches from its chest has characteristics of, like, the drone walks on 2 feet. It is human-like. The runner is on all fours. It has attributes of a dog. Like, doing that which is why sense. I have problems with later movies. So like I wanted to know, because we had the Alien Queen. Like, we had in Aliens, we had the Queen, this giant fucking badass thing that ripped its fucking egg sac off, giant head, crown-like, coming after Ripley, trying to kill her. Like, what would an alien mixed with an ox look like? What would the oxomorph look
Terrifying.
like? Like, I kind of want to know, you know? How badass would that have been to fight off at the end versus just one of the runners?
Yeah, and there were plans to do stuff like that. I saw in the trivia for one of the movies that it was like there were plans to do all these weird, like, different versions of mutated aliens. And then I started thinking, like, well, that's just Gremlins 2, where there's like a bat gremlin and a spider gremlin and like a woman gremlin.
A Jessica Rabbit gremlin.
That gremlin was attractive, all right?
Are you the guy who's kind of like, oh,
well, you know. Smash,
smash or slash,
smash or slash. And like I said, Alien 3 is, I mean, the only movie where Ripley gets laid. So,
or at least laid
by a
human.
By a human, yeah.
I mean,
facts. Because the face fucker got her.
But then there's all those like vibes with her and like Call and like number 4, and it's kind of like, oh,
okay.
A clone and a synthoid, like
hey.
I mean, love is love. You know, love is love. I'm not here to knock that.
But that's not Ripley. That's Ripley 8. Okay.
Exactly, and that's why
what is this,
cloned
Mickey
Ripley,
17?
and we have made her something completely different from what she has been the last 3 movies. At least in 3, she retained who Ripley was.
Matt, you know why they had to make a new Ripley? Because 3 killed her off. Fuck you, 3.
So one thing that I thought about too, though, was like the whole quadrilogy is essentially a 300-year story of Ripley trying to get the fuck back to Earth.
Yeah.
Like, because in the first movie, they just get woken up and now they're on this fucking planet or the Nostromo or whatever. And then LV-426. And then she gets whatever and then wakes up again. And then she lands on the prison planet and then she dies. And then she wakes up again. And then she's back on Earth. And then she, like, what the fuck?
Ripley's life sucks.
It does suck. Like, what was Ripley like as a kid?
And the only brief reprieve that Ripley got through all of this was in 3 when she got to hook up with Tyrion Lannister for a little bit.
Tywin Lannister.
Get us Tywin
Tyrion
Lannister.
Is
Tyrion would have been funnier.
Okay.
You know,
yeah, I guess. 3. Okay, so let's. 3 is just so ugly. It's just the thing is, it's so unappealing. I don't just mean, I've already like kind of talked about like the story beats that are unappealing.
But even just the color palette, even just looking at the movie, it's gross.
It looks hideous. The way it's shot, it looks really bad. The effects, like you pointed out, Matt, are atrocious. The acting,
it was the time, so.
Okay, the acting from all of the like side characters is just like, why did they choose that guy with that really weird like comical high-pitched voice to be like one of the big bads? It sounds so like weirdly Monty Python to me, and it's just and then most of the movie, you know, they have this plan, and then the plan is a lot of what the big climax is, and it's just not that interesting or suspenseful to watch, like in my opinion. And then it culminates in just this really just hideous. I appreciate Ripley's like sacrifice, that makes sense for her and fine, but it looks so bad, and they still had to do the chest burster like right as she's like falling into the molten like whatever. Just all of it is bad.
I will say I do have an issue with the gestation period of a chest burster and the lack of consistency, how long it takes for a chest burster to pop out. Now, I will say she had a queen. Maybe a queen takes a little longer to, you know, make it
to bake.
Yeah, to bake, to, you know, make its
cook in the oven,
show up, like, you know, needed to make an entrance. All right, needed to wait a little longer. It's a queen. It takes. I get that. Katie. So I actually hit Katie up the other day, and I was like, hey, how far are you in the Alien movies? Because normally when we've got stuff to watch, it's like the day before or the day of that she's watching it.
I'm busy.
You are, but you were like, I already watched them all. And I was like, oh shit, I still have to watch 4. I was going to see if you wanted to watch it. I'd like to see you react to that. And she's like, she literally goes, it wasn't my favorite movie, and I don't think I want to watch that one again. What about 3?
About it.
Did you like 3 better or 4 better?
I mean, 4 had Winona Ryder, so 4.
Okay.
Like, come on.
That answer is fair. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
We'll take it. Totally.
I also didn't write down the name of the director for 4 because the only thing that when I looked through his discography that he did was Amelie. So we're just going to go with Josh Whedon wrote it. And
it was Jean-Pierre
Jeunet. Juno, I think.
Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it.
But... Juno?
But yeah, Amelie was the only thing I saw in there that I even recognized in his work besides 4. So, Josh Whedon wrote it, and that might be why it is the way it is. I understand what you're saying. We killed Ripley. We had to find a way to bring her back. We cloned her. She didn't have to be a completely different person. Like, it's still a clone of Ripley. It should retain some of the Ripley-isms. I will say it was cool mating her with a xenomorph, giving her acid blood and things like that, making her kind of super Ripley. But her entire attitude, like who she was as a person, was just off and weird and completely different from who she's been.
Yes, but they did make a point though. They did say in the movie that like she was remembering some of the original Ripley, and they were like, well, maybe memory is just passed down through genetics or whatever. So like she did have some Ripley in her, but I see what you're saying. Like it was like this weird stoic superhuman Ripley. I mean, it was like what she did with the acid blood a few times was cool. Like she actually used that to her advantage a few times, like when she like at the end when she like cut her hand and threw it at the window, like
and she's
I
doing
felt like that's something Ripley would have done if she had
that's true,
you know, like she was different, but she was still very Ellen, I think.
It is weird to see her kind of like palling around with the aliens though, and she's like falling into like the pit, and she's like, like laying.
That was
on,
oddly sexual.
All
that
of
was
it is
weirdly sexual.
The whole franchise
even
is
beyond
sex.
that. Yes, but the giant alien vagina that she got sucked into under the floor was very weird.
It was like Billy Zane at the end of the first Mummy movie, you know, just like
wait, you know what was weird? How about that basketball scene?
Yeah.
like why? The trivia said they had her like train at a basketball like course for 2 weeks or something for that scene. Why? First of all, why? And then like, okay, I know she made the shot on her own. Everyone knows that. It's great shot. Why are they playing basketball at all? Like, why is this in the movie?
Because it's space and it's the future.
What else are you gonna do?
80s, you know, like you have zero gravity. What else are you gonna do but play basketball?
To be fair, that was the futuristic
That
90s, and that might be again why it was the way it was.
Yeah.
That had zero 80s feel to it. The only scene in 4 that I thought was cool was the underwater scene. That was really cool with the aliens swimming underwater, going after them coming up into the, again, somehow possibly terraformed egg nest that looks like the inside of a womb with the membrane and all of that. That was a really cool thing.
But you don't like the weirdo the baby thing. The baby that kills the...
I hate it. I hate it so much. And I'm glad you brought that up because I had this point and I lost it, and that's where I was trying to get back to. I feel like they saw this and said, hey, how can we make this good? And then they made Jason X. Because Jason X is kind of a ripoff of Alien 4, but because they acknowledge the fact that it's supposed to be bad and ridiculous, it's more enjoyable. All the way down to the hole in the window and somebody getting sucked through the hole, which is how we defeated the big bad abomination baby thing. But yeah, no, it coming out of the human womb that the alien had and immediately killing its mother that birthed it, and then acknowledging Ripley as its mother and following her around like a sad puppy or a baby looking for milk. And it looked awful.
It has that weird little like squiggly nose.
Yeah.
What is that?
Eyes.
It looks like it has kind of like a bone face, but then the nose is like soft and squiggly, and I'm like, I don't get.
But then
this.
It has like human eyes sunken in like
back in there.
And, like,
but that's so that it can look really sad at Ripley as it's getting.
Which was fucking weird and
So think about this. We had Xenomorphs, right, as our main antagonist until the Abomination showed up. So the way I equate this in my brain is the Abomination is Jason X, right? After he gets the nanites. We had a cryo freeze kill. We had a crash land on planet Earth in the future. Which, again, same thing at the end of Jason X. It was Earth 2, but it was still Earth. We had someone get sucked out of a hole and die.
Ooh.
Like there were a lot of elements. We had the military kind of like there were the security guards or whatever with the guns.
Mhm.
So like the military crew trying to save everyone from what was going on. We had a person on the ship who was in charge, who was an asshole, who again was just trying to do what every person in charge in this franchise was doing, which was use capitalism to keep an alien alive so that they could profit off it.
Every fucking time. Wait, we didn't even mention another good aspect about this movie. Motherfucking Brad Dourif is in this movie.
Okay, Brad Dourif is in this movie.
And he's like a really fun character too, because he's so weird as he always is. And he's like
when
making
is
like
he not?
That's what I mean. But that's what's fun about him. And he's making like weird kissy faces at the aliens.
He was like, again, he's like the whole franchise is sexual, but he was like, he wanted to fuck that alien, you know, like he was like getting on, like kissing the glass and like,
and these like, kind of like snarly faces. I feel like they just told him like, dude, just do what you would do any Friday night if you were face to face with this beautiful alien. He's like, gotcha.
We also flipped the script in 4. Instead of Ripley not trusting an android doesn't trust Ripley.
Yeah. Well, and but it I mean,
and we get a female
because at that point it's been a couple hundred years, so they're probably programmed to not to trust Ripley.
200.
Well, that's, I mean, yeah.
Well, 200, but
she's on a mission to destroy Ripley.
It was 57 years, so that's why I'm ballparking it at roughly 300 years ish, because there was a 57-year gap in like the first two. Ripley's been alive for 300 years. Like,
well, this says it takes place 200 years after Alien 3.
Yes, but between Alien 2 and 3, she was in cryosleep for 57 years.
Yes.
That's between 1 and 2.
You know what's crazy? Did any of your guys' versions mention her daughter?
Yes.
No.
Because I watched the same version that you have on the Voodoo. Yeah, so it talks about Ripley's daughter.
Okay. Yeah, you watched mine on Voodoo. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's why it explains her whole attachment to
Newt.
Like, that's why she cares about Newt. And Newt even asks her in the movie, like, oh, do you have any children? And she's like, I did. And Newt was like, oh,
a little girl.
She's dead.
Yeah, Newt's like, oh, yeah, because Ripley says like, oh, something like,
she's gone.
She's gone. Newt's like, she's dead, isn't she, or something? I was like, okay.
Wow, fuck Newt.
Yeah,
Newt, really.
Newt was kind of a little fucked up.
To be fair, Newt did just lose her whole family horribly, but like, okay, so it's just such a weird thing that like people are going to come into this and have that experience of like some people know about Ripley's daughter and some don't, because it changes some things, except that then the movies, of course, because that scene was cut out in some versions but then restored in some, it is then not referenced again. But it's like a weird thing because it seems like it would be pretty fucking important, because then what happens is it happens in 2 that the scene is restored, and Ripley finds out when she's woken up from cryosleep after 57 years that her daughter was 66 years old and has died. And she gets shown a picture of her elderly daughter. And so she
cries. She looks at it and cries.
And it was a picture of Sigourney Weaver's mother, by the way.
Aww. Cute. I also feel like 66 is really young to die in the future.
It's hella young. It's hella young, but I mean, they don't explain why she died, but it's like, oh, she got married. She didn't have any kids of her own. But then it's like, okay. And I remember Sigourney was really upset that got cut because it kind of is like important. Well, but then, yeah, it's weird for it to never be mentioned. So,
well, because it seems like one of the whole biggest themes of the whole franchise, especially with Ripley, is motherhood. Like, and the fact that they cut out in a lot of versions that she didn't have her own biological, like, it just makes everything make so much more sense, especially like with the clone Ripley 8 being so motherly with the aliens. Like, it, I don't know.
It's weird.
I'm not a mother. I don't fucking know.
I'm not a mother.
Do you have pets?
Okay. Also,
I feel like I'm the closest thing to a mother.
I mean,
you are the closest thing to a mother.
Mother. Tell your children not to hear my words. Sorry, sorry. Danzig, baby.
I will say I would prefer. They mostly come at night, mostly to hearing Newt tell Ripley, "Your child's dead."
Like, I'll slap you. But then it was funny because Nirvana and I were theorizing, like, okay, well then if they had kept that in, then what if instead of finding a little girl like hiding away, she finds like an elderly woman and she mothers her instead?
So between, let's see, we got what was his name? Between the android Ash in the first movie, Burke in the second movie, whoever the fucking leader of the prison was in the third movie, and then either Brad Dourif's character or whoever was running the ship in the fourth movie, who is the biggest human antagonist? Because my vote goes to Burke.
I was gonna say Burke, yeah.
Oh, Burke was terrible.
Burke.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He tried to impregnate Ripley and Newt, locked them in there with the face fuckers, and tried to. And then Ripley like laid out his whole plan and
for pure capitalism, like
didn't even deny it. He's like, "That's how would I do that?" And then she's like this, and he's like, "Oh well, fuck." Okay,
exactly.
You got me.
She's like,
"You got me."
Fucking, it's hilarious.
I might kill you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, like I draw the line. I draw the line there. Draw the line at lying.
This is the corporate horror. What podcast was I just listening to that talked about this corporate horror, where it's like the aliens aren't even like the scariest aspect here. It's the company that is so like insistent on like putting all human life at risk to have.
Well, because even Ripley says something like, because somebody asks or somebody says something about the
how much it'll cost.
Being they say something about the xenomorphs being monsters. And I think it was Ripley that I was like, well, they wouldn't kill each other over a percentage. So
so who's the worst?
Like, who's the real monster?
Like,
however, in the fourth one, they did kill each other, not for a percentage, but to escape the prison. They bullied that one poor xenomorph. They bullied him. They murdered him to use his acid blood to get out.
I know.
They did, and I thought that was a really I thought it was an interesting development. I don't know if I think it was a good or bad development for the story and the franchise and the lore or whatever, but like in the other movies, it was like you had like maybe a couple of xenomorphs, but they were just like drones. They were just like ants, like bees, you know. And then in this one, all of a sudden, they're like working together enough to know that if they kill one and get his blood, then they can like that was a leap of fucking logic for me that I was like,
I think I'm okay with that. I think it makes sense. Nature has like survival techniques that is ingrained. I mean, it's like you know how like animals will, like if they have a brood of 3 and they need to like escape a predator, sometimes they'll sacrifice one of them to get away. I mean,
even some lizards will sacrifice their own tail to get away.
Right.
You know, like,
I'm just like, sometimes, you know, nature sucks that way. Like,
it just wasn't expected to me, and I was just like, oh wow, like that was interesting. Like,
even Brad Dourif's character is like, oh, like you guys are fast learners because he's like torturing them, and it's like, oh, don't hit the button.
Well, I was going to say he was experimenting on them, and also the alien queen that spawned these aliens was also made from DNA that they extracted from Ripley to make the Ripley clones, all the weird deformed ones.
Yeah,
and then make the technically deformed alien queen. So these aren't even pure-bred aliens. These are. That's
true.
There's maybe some intelligence
passed aliens.
They're aliens. There you go.
Aliens. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, no. Now that you say it like that, that actually does make sense. You know, like that they both got stuff from each other, and now the clone and the new aliens, they're more similar than I guess we may have really thought.
Yeah.
Katie, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank God.
So the entire time,
I'm not that uncultured, people.
You never know. The entire time I was looking at Brad Dourif plastered to the wall inside the Queen's chamber, I was like, that looks like Grima Wormtongue. Like, that's where they got the design for Wormtongue, because that's exactly what I'm like, there it is, right there.
Good
Mm.
Just
point.
drive me nuts.
As he's giving us like exposition while he's like, painted to the
Getting
wall.
ready to die. Yeah.
He didn't.
When
give a
else are you
fuck.
supposed to give it?
No, he didn't give a fuck.
What else we got here?
Can we talk about the effects?
Well, didn't you want to talk about Alien versus Predator?
No,
We're not
we
there yet.
can't.
That's the next one.
Damn
However,
it.
I
was
will
like,
say
please.
that is my favorite movie in the franchise. So there is that.
I love
In
those
both
movies.
both franchises, that is my favorite movie. So
It's so fun. But
Um,
the effects, they were great. Red, they were great until the third one with that CGI. That was swell.
Yeah, that was something. I just think the effects are so cool. You know, they're sure sometimes you can really tell when it's a person in a costume, especially in like number 1. In number 4, I think there's a lot of really cool practical effects, and they do a lot more with one thing I wanted to say real quick about number 4 is I thought it was really fun when the guy hugs the other guy to his chest when the chest burster like comes through and just pops out through the guy's head. That's fucking sick. But like anyway, that's the guy from 7.
They did that for real. They really killed that guy like that.
And aliens are real, just FYI. But like, no, the effects are so cool, especially in 2 with like the loaders and stuff. I was like, what the hell? I was like, that looks so real. It actually like tripped me out for a second. I was like, do we have those? Like,
right, for like
are people using those now?
Well, I mean, James Cameron, he's a time traveler, so you know, I'm sure he just borrowed them from the future and then returned them again.
But that's what's crazy is like it wasn't
shocking,
yeah, it wasn't even just the alien effects that are really good. It's like the scenery and stuff. I learned that so much of what you're seeing on screen is just miniatures. It's like even when we're seeing the like stuff you would never think was miniatures, even when we're seeing the egg laying scene of like the queen like actually laying the eggs, like those were miniatures, and just the way everything is like superimposed, it's like you can't even tell it's seamless. And they said that the studios like panicked when they saw the first few cuts of the movies because they were like, what the hell, you guys built all these sets? And they were like, no, we didn't. We just built miniatures, and they were just so good at just like framing the shots like and putting the miniatures like, you know, and that it looks amazing, and it blew my mind.
Well, that's because xenomorphs are real, but they're only like 6 to 8 inches tall. Like,
okay, well then they're just bugs, right? Like,
aren't they?
They're cooler than bugs.
They're
dragons, don't you know?
Let's not move into Starship Troopers.
Hey,
let's, because
let's.
when I was watching Aliens, I was thinking like Starship Troopers is just an homage to Aliens.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it certainly has a lot of its DNA.
God damn it. God,
we didn't even talk about the Ripley clones. They were gross. See, I like the gross. I like the gross stuff in number 4 too. You know, Matt, you were like, oh, it's so weird. Yeah, you're like, 4 is so weird. I'm like, yeah, it's looking weird, but I kind of like some of the weird stuff. Yeah, the Ripley, it's like, kill me, kill.
And then they have all those guns and they use a flamethrower.
They flamethrower that
is
poor
the
thing.
worst way to do it. Like, just go, like, just pop it real quick. Like,
cold as ice.
Burning that thing alive was just
like she hasn't suffered enough.
Oh my god.
In 2, there is a scene where they are told not to fire their guns because they're in the reactor and use their flamethrowers, and then they all just start firing their guns in that room.
They do.
Nothing happens, and I was so annoyed. I'm like, we went through this whole thing of being like, don't fire your guns in there.
Yeah.
And every fucking Vasquez. I love Vasquez. Vasquez is my shit. All right. Like she is a badass and a baddie. And she is shooting that fucking minigun. Yeah. And I'm just like, something's got to blow up. Like, nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did we go through all of that?
To be fair, their little guy on the comms is like, I said fucking hold your fire. And, you know, yeah, I think they just lucked out. I don't know.
Like 21 Jump Street, you know, like.
Nobody respected Gorman. No one gave a fuck about Gorman or what he
And he
had
was
to say.
right like the whole time. Like, well, he was right though. He was like, guys, don't do this. Like, and they're just like, yeah, fuck you, Gorman. Like, we're gonna do whatever we want.
He was only saying don't do this because like people were telling him like, hey, that wouldn't be a good idea. You should probably tell them not to. Like, anyway.
How do we feel about Bill Pullman?
Oh my God, thank you so much for bringing that up. What a crazy performance. And I know it's like iconic at this point, but it's funny because I was talking to Nirvana about it because he was doing the game over, man, game over. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I forgot about all this. I was like, it's like he's a Bill Paxton. It's so funny that you did that because I do that all the time. I get them mixed up all the time.
Bill
it's
P.
Like
we'll just go with Bill P.
Yeah, Bill P.
BP.
Also, the only person to be ever killed on screen by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator.
I actually think there's two. This was a trivia thing, right? Wasn't it? Did it come up in trivia? Was the other one Lance Henriksen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Really?
Lance Henriksen. No, what I was gonna say is like I was telling everyone, I was like, it's like he's playing a stoner character in a movie that has no reason to have a stoner character. And Nirvana was like, yeah, but it's like iconic or whatever. And I was like, it's iconic and people will remember it because it is so ridiculous. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be there because it's, you know, it's funny, it's the comic relief, but it's so weird. And the faces that he's making, like when they're doing the knife game and stuff, where you're just like, and like his eyes get really big. It's a lot of strange choices, man.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
man. He says man like 500 times.
So, technically, Eric is correct. Bill Paxton is the only actor to be killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator. However, Lance Henriksen, though his death in the Alien universe as Bishop in Alien 3 is technically from being deactivated rather than being killed directly by an alien, he does die. So in those universes, he does die from a T-800 and Terminator and a Predator. So
I think we can
he dies he faces off against aliens, predators, and dies as well. So
sure. We'll take it.
Let's do it.
But they're the only two in history.
What an honor.
So far.
What an honor.
That's a cool.
That was a Final Jeopardy question.
If I was an actor who had that, you know, bit of trivia to my name, I would tell everyone at parties, you know. I'd be like, did you know? And I'd carry like a little wallet, like billfold of like screenshots of me dying, like in all those ways.
Like you open up the accordion, and this is this one, and this is this one.
Yeah.
Katie, you've been quiet.
Yeah.
I know we got all excited.
That's okay.
Anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to chime in on, or?
I mean, as much as like 3 and 4 are bad for the most part, all 4 movies have something that is iconic or memeable now. I mean, 1 is the chest burster, 2 is get away from her, you bitch. 3 is when after the alien kills the doctor, she's like against the wall, like in tears.
Yeah,
and it's like the alien. That's a meme. And 4 is the basketball shot. It's like, that was kind of cool. I knew those. I knew all those things going in before this. That's it. That's all the knowledge I had.
Outside of the terrible CGI, which again is more a fault of the time that they use the CGI, because listen, I love Blade 2. Blade 2's got some really bad CGI in it too. Like really bad.
That's fair.
As great as the effects are, like you said, I hate how obvious it is that it is a dude in an alien suit at the end of the first movie when she sucks him out of the fucking airlock and he's hanging there, and it just doesn't look like a xenomorph. It just looks like a dude in a costume getting sucked into the jet engines.
Yeah.
That bummed me out.
Yeah.
How many times did they kill a xenomorph by shooting it out the airlock? It seemed like that was 3 of the 4 movies. That's how they did it. Like, launch it out the airlock. Like, which is fine. It's a valid way to do it. I mean,
Seems
totally valid, but yeah.
that was one of the things I didn't like about 2 was I felt like they were much more susceptible to bullets than I was expecting. Like they were just spraying them with bullets and they were just kind of,
Well, look
I
at
don't know.
the fourth one. They're just peppering those things with bullets, and they're literally just exploding. Like
I just kind of thought they'd be more durable. I don't know.
But maybe
I don't know
these
about
were
durable.
Well, maybe it's because these were spliced with Ripley's, so maybe they were less durable.
Maybe,
but not in 2. I just feel like if we're shooting
Shit.
them and stuff is spraying everywhere and it's acid blood, more
Bad
things
idea.
should be melting. More people should be getting hit with acid blood.
Yeah.
That's
Good
true.
point.
3. Since we're talking about it, I honestly thought covering the alien in lead and then having it come out of the hot lead and then hitting the water to like freeze it was a really cool way to stop the alien. I thought that, I was like, that's a really cool way, something different that we're not going to see to stop that alien.
That's
but again, absolutely. But again, that was because in that movie, they made it explicitly clear that there's no guns, there's no weapons, there's no knives. Like they had to find some sort of off the wall way to get rid of this thing. And they couldn't just launch it out of a fucking airlock.
True, because they were on a planet, which bothered me because for some reason I'm watching this and I'm hearing him like repeatedly say, "We have no guns, we have no guns." In the back of my mind, for whatever reason, I felt like I remembered that there was a locker of guns and he was lying and they were going to get the guns, and then they didn't. And I'm like, no, he was telling the truth the whole time. I don't know why I thought or what other movie
he
was
was
in
a
my
son
head.
of a bitch, so it would make sense.
Yeah, I would assume he was lying. Yeah, or maybe that he was keeping all the guns for himself. Like, it would have been kind of a cool, like, little, like, I don't know, coda or something if right at the end of the credits there was like a shot of just like a fucking like packed gun locker, like that was like in his office, like fully locked down or something.
Or like the gun locker is only exposed because the Xenomorph blood is dripping on it and it melts away like the door, and it shows that there's just this cabinet of just guns.
Like, why not? If you're gonna start your movie with a fuck you, might as well end it with a fuck you. Be like, audience, we hate you. Guess what?
Also, listen, Tywin Lannister, not Tyrion. Clemens was the only one in that movie that even kind of had a story arc or any development, and I really enjoyed it. So he's a doctor who's got a secret, and we're kind of tiptoeing around the secret. We find out that he was a morphine addict who, due to his addiction, ended up causing the death of 11 people, which is how he ended up here and all of that. And his death, after having sex with Ripley and admitting everything, was also really cool.
You know, yeah, I agree. And yes, I think the like brief little not relationship, but the scenes that we got between Ripley and the doctor are really the only sense that we got that the movie was like building up some sort of characterization or like intrigue, and it was an interesting choice to have that and then immediately like shut it down with him getting killed. And I'm not saying that was a bad choice. It was a good choice because it shocked me. I had forgotten. I was like, oh, he's a character that they're like, that's going to stick around for a while. And this is the thing that a lot of the Alien movies do. They give you characters that you think are going to stick around and then they yank them back.
Newt.
Well, sure. But I mean, like, even within the same movie. But, I also want to give 3 credit for like giving Ripley the agency in like her deciding that she wanted to fuck, you know, because like everyone else was like being gross towards her, and I like that she showed them that like she wasn't afraid of them, even though she knew like what they were all capable of. And then, you know, she found the one person who like wasn't a psycho, and she was like kind of like, hey, I'm DTF, you down? And he was down. And I appreciate that. Like, she had needs and she found a way to fulfill those needs. Get it, girl.
She
like,
should.
So.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that it was her decision.
Exactly.
Was great. Like, you're on a planet filled with the worst people possible for this situation.
Yeah.
And she does get attacked and almost assaulted.
Oh, God. I hate that fucking scene. Yeah.
I'm glad it is as short as it is. Because going in and hearing all this, you expect it to be coming at some point.
Yeah, totally.
You know, but the fact that it was so short and immediately stopped by the one guy, which that's where Ripley fucked up in 3, because the one guy who actually believed in the shit that he was preaching and found religion and saved her and had repented or whatever is also the guy that she goes to commit an abortion. And he's not going to do that. He doesn't do that. He can't do that because, you know, of all of the other things. So, like, that was the wrong guy to be like, hey, I got this baby inside me and I can't do it. I need you to kill me and this kid. And he's like, yeah, sorry about that, but not going to happen.
I mean, is this the guy who was like, I'm a rapist and murderer of women? That guy?
He was, yes, but...
Because I was already like, okay, well, you can fuck right off. And then then he's the guy who saves her from the rape, right? And I was like, cool, she was saved from being raped by a rapist.
So
yeah, that doesn't.
They
hold on.
didn't realize what they were doing.
I guess his rape was canceled out.
See, I don't know.
Joke.
I know. So the way
satire.
The way I was watching it, and the way I was justifying it in my mind is, I don't know if he actually was. I feel like he said that to her to get her away from all of the guys that he knew were a problem. Like, she came to sit down. He was in prison, and I don't know what he was in prison for. They said a lot of them were there for that, and that 25 people out of the 5,000-man facility were left behind. He may have been. And again, that doesn't cancel it out. But him saying that to Ripley was to get Ripley away from his table with these guys that he knew were going to do what they eventually went to do. Now, whether it was to protect Ripley or whether it was to divert them from temptation, which is an awful excuse, and I hate that.
Sure.
Whatever his reasoning for, him saying that to Ripley to get her away from them was exactly that. You need to not be here, and this is why you need to not be here, because you are not safe. So go somewhere else.
I like that Ripley's response was like something like, "Oh, so I must make you nervous then."
Yeah.
And then she like leaves. Ripley's the best.
You should shave your head.
Oh my god, I would
go full Ripley.
She has like a perfect, like, some people just Matt, is that what inspired you?
Yep.
We should have known.
Matt went full Ripley.
First time I saw Alien 3, I'm like, I'm shaving all this shit off.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I bet G.I. Jane did that for some women.
I'm sure.
Some of us just know that we would not look good with a shaved head. So I've had a pixie cut. That was as close as I got, and that didn't really work. So.
One thing we didn't talk about from 4 was Elgin, and
I wanted to talk about him. Yeah.
The thong foot massage.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Did he know she was a robot?
No, that wasn't that girl.
Oh,
that was the other girl who was like really sad when he got killed by the alien. What was that girl's name?
Oh, okay, yeah. I totally mixed.
No, that's
that up
fair.
in my head
That's
then.
fair, because when they were talking about Call, he was like, "She's very fuckable, isn't she?" Like,
yeah, like,
right.
so,
That's who he was talking about. I think
that's exactly who he was talking about. And okay, so when the other girl was all bent up about him dying, and Call was standing there, I was like, "Are we about to have like a love triangle moment?" Like, I
don't remember that.
I totally missed something then. So
I don't remember that lady's name, but that was weird. It was a very sensual, like, I guess, like Pulp Fiction, like, don't give her a foot massage. It's like, not your right or something. But
you gave her a foot massage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird that, because we talk about how awful Ron Perlman was in 4, and Elgin and the way he talked. So misogyny in the future, unfortunately, still alive and well. Racism still alive and well, because we're in 2.
Shocker.
Wild.
What was it?
You don't say.
Where
fucking flabbergasted over here.
Saw it.
All my guests are flabbered.
True.
Illegal aliens are still a thing in the future, which is crazy to me. And then they make that comment to
literal
Vasquez.
aliens.
Yeah, there are literal aliens. We're colonizing planets, yet somehow Vasquez is still an illegal alien in the military that we have to comment on. Weird.
The actress said that's what she thought the title actually referred to.
That's funny.
Oh man, you'd think
also
you'd think in 200 years the future would be a little bit more progressive.
No,
but,
I have no faith.
No, but Elgin, played by Michael Wincott, who was the bad guy in The Crow.
Yep.
So, very famous voice. I recognize his voice before I recognize his face. He was also he was in Nope most recently. I think is the last thing I saw him in. He was like the filmmaker in Nope. He was the director, like the Werner Herzog type in Nope. Yeah. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Doesn't ring a bell.
There should be a parody movie of Nope called Yep.
Yep.
Didn't they make a poster of that for Scary Movie 6?
They probably.
Oh my god!
I think they literally parodied it. It says "Yep."
They
I would not be
did.
shocked if they.
Oh, it's got.
That's coming out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Soon. Yeah.
It's also amazing to me at the end of the first movie how far away Ripley got from the Nostromo in 20 seconds on that little fucking ship. Like they're literally counting down, and she's like, "I'm like, you need to go. Like, you're not.
You need to
die.
go faster.
There's not enough time to escape."
Oh my god, I think about that all the time. Also, how hilarious was it? Did the alien queen like take the elevator up at the end of the
Yeah.
It was so funny to me. I was like, oh, okay.
They're learning. They learn.
Funny. So imagine her like getting into the elevator, like pushing the button, riding it up, like, okay.
I have just a lot of notes about futuristic underwear and the fact that
Of course you do.
But I thought George Lucas said in the future or in space they don't wear underwear. What's the quote he said to Princess Leia?
Carrie Fisher. To get her to not wear a bra. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's creepy.
What a
That's
hack.
Gross.
What a hack.
But no, like, it's just weird to me. Like, we go through all of these traumatic experiences, and like the first thing Ripley does is like, time to take off my clothes. Let's get comfy.
Oh, I know. We talk about that extensively in our Final Girls episode, final-girls.com.
Tank top and panties. Let's ride this out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, but think about it though. Like, I know for me, like, if I went through a bunch of bullshit and I got home at the end of the day, I'm taking my belt off. I'm chilling out. Like, I don't know if I'm getting naked, but
that's the thing.
I'm at least taking my belt off.
I'm wearing fucking sweatpants. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not.
But they don't have sweatpants in space. They got to save that cotton for
that's right.
more underwear for more astronauts.
To be fair, I did not see a single person in all 4 movies wearing sweatpants at any point.
Well, because everybody knows in space it's hot.
And yet they're okay. And yet they're wearing Reeboks and stuff. Like, okay.
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like
it gets warm up there.
I've heard the opposite. The dead cold of space.
No, that's a misnomer. It's actually really hot up there.
Well, Marvel's been lying to me because I watched Star-Lord freeze.
That is
true.
That's the only evidence you have is that we watched Star-Lord freeze in space. That did happen.
And apparently meteorites have chunks of ice on them.
The documentary, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
The documentary.
Oh, God.
Love that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about how they purged the facility at the end of 3, how Ripley sacrificed herself, jumped into the furnace. The chest burster queen came out and she grabbed it and held onto it so it couldn't wriggle free.
That's a weird word to use for the aliens. So it can't wriggle free.
But it's
I think about little aliens wriggling around. Like,
that's how it comes out of the chest, though. It just like pops out and it just like wriggles away. Like it hops on the floor and just takes off. And then at, again, some unbeknownst point in time, 5, 10, 15 minutes later, it sheds its skin and then becomes... It's like fucking those dinosaur pellets that you stick in water and then they just poop up and become giant dinosaurs.
Sure.
Like it just gets big for no reason.
How come they have to have like literal scans of their body to know if they have one of those things in their chest cavity That thing looks like you would fucking feel it if it was in your chest.
Ripley didn't know she was pregnant with a queen for a very long time. She was running around, having sex, doing all sorts of things before she got scanned and found out that there was one in her chest.
It's like the size of like a small terrier. I don't understand. It's not small.
Well, it probably starts out like a tadpole.
But by the time she was getting scanned, it was like you could see, I mean, you know.
We're talking about a tadpole like Dart from Stranger Things, kind of a tadpole? Or
yeah, I mean, like that also grows at about the rate of a xenomorph.
Demodon?
Yeah.
I need to know the rate of gestation for xenomorphs. Like, can somebody listening
let me just pull up
figure that out? Like,
ChatGPT.
Don't bring up your goddamn robots.
Rate of gestation.
You may as well just ask Bishop at this point. Hey, Bishop. Like, hey,
if I could rename it Bishop, I would.
Okay.
Call would know.
Call would know. Because she would also know the gestation period of a demodog.
While Kelly is looking that up, you, me, and Eric, let's talk about Call real quick, because Call said her entire purpose of joining these bandits and coming here was to stop the xenomorphs from escaping and spreading and to stop Ripley. And then immediately finds a dude with a xenomorph in his chest and will not kill him and brings him along and almost gets him on the escape ship to come with them. So she is almost smuggling a xenomorph herself. For what reason?
I think we covered that a few minutes ago. I think we all discussed that misogyny is still alive and real in the future, and she was programmed just to kill Ripley with the xenomorph, but not a dude with a xenomorph.
So only kill vaginas.
Okay, so it's really funny because the first thing ChatGPT said was, I'll give you the movie lore version because the timeline is wildly inconsistent across the franchise.
Thank you.
But it said a clean lore estimate is that facehugger attachment is minutes to several hours. Embryo / chestburster gestation. Chestburster gestation is usually 1 to 24 hours, often estimated around 6 to 12 hours. Chestburster to adult xenomorph is within hours, sometimes seemingly under a day. And then the queen's embryo can take longer, sometimes days. So roughly from facehugger to chestburster in 6 to 12 hours, and chestburster to full adult within a few more hours.
So you could go from seeing an egg, getting your face fucked, and then
so effed,
and then having a full xenomorph in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in every single movie.
It literally says the movies cheat this constantly for pacing.
Well, yeah.
They have to.
They have to.
Now that it's a chest burger, though, I kind of want to get face fucked. I could use a chest burger.
I could give you a chest burger. You don't even have to eat it. It just shows up in your body.
Yeah, exactly.
You just get face fucked and then all of a sudden there's a burger in your belly? Like
Xenobiology 101. I like that. Ketchup on.
I just want to see a xenohorse.
I want to see a xenohorse now, too.
They don't eat either. So that's why I was trying to figure what happens where they go from the chest burster wriggling around on the floor, because Eric loves the term wriggle, to shedding and then growing. If they're like, what is the
science?
In number 3, doesn't it kind of show it eating them? I feel like we see it.
But to be fair, that was the cool Rottweiler one. All right. It had that. He had that dog in him.
I knew you were going to fucking say that. God damn it.
I did it for you, Katie.
Thank you.
I was hoping you'd bark.
Oh my God. Hold on. My cat wants to come in so bad. Hold on a second.
Little brown breaker for you.
Is it a Xenocat?
Is it
Imagine.
Jonesy? Did she steal Jonesy? You carried around in a cool little backpack?
So the funny thing is, actually, when we were growing up, we had a little orange and white cat just like that. Not named Jonesy, but we did grow up with a little Jonesy named Milo.
But not named Jonesy.
Not named Jonesy. Red, I was just talking about Milo. We had our own Jonesy growing up.
We did. Yes, named after Milo and Otis.
Oh, cute.
Don't look up the backstory on the filming of Milo and Otis. It'll make you sad.
Oh, God, like
you don't want to know. I just found out recently. You don't.
If you want to talk about horror, yeah, look that shit up. That'll ruin your night.
Here's my next question. Since we're talking about all things alien and we brought up the MCU, Jonesy or Goose?
I mean, in what way?
Would you rather
who
have
would win?
Jonesy as a pet or Goose?
Jonesy, because
Jonesy.
Goose will fucking kill you.
No, not necessarily.
Goose could take your eye.
He could. Goose could take your eye, but I kind of want
that was the lamest fucking retcon in that whole goddamn.
Why is everyone so mad about that? Who cares?
People like me care.
Okay, fair.
I mean, I can't think of many more badass ways to lose an eye than getting it scratched out by an alien cat.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, when you put it that way, I would still prefer something else.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be the answer.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a reason? No.
No reason.
No reason. Do you have a reason why Call would try and save the dude with the chest burster, Kelly?
As opposed to what? Just like executing him?
Well, she said that her whole purpose for showing up on the
Really?
Jesus.
Her whole purpose for showing up on the ship was to make sure that Ripley and the Xenomorphs didn't get off, and like that's why she went. And then she almost smuggled a dude with a chest burster.
He could be programmed with Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. Yes, thank you, which is what they alluded to in the second movie, which also indicates that not only can they not harm humans, but through inaction, they cannot allow a human to come to harm.
And I think to circumvent that, what Matt, you might say is, why was she going to kill Ripley? It's because that Ripley was a fucking clone, and it doesn't count for Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. I think that's how they could get around it.
Clone life.
This is not the Star Wars universe, all right?
Okay, fine. Maybe the first 3 clones of you matter, but after that, you're fucked. Like, you're on your own. You know?
There's a certain number of clones that matter, and then it doesn't.
Yeah, 3.
I don't know if we want to go down that road.
This isn't the Star Wars universe. Clone lives matter. That's all I'm saying.
Right. But I think maybe from a narrative standpoint, I think that might be a good workaround for that. Is that yes, they do have the 3 laws of robotics programmed in them. So yes, the second one that says they can't allow harm to come through inaction, which would explain what you're asking, Matt. But then also would answer why she was there to kill Ripley, because Ripley's not technically human, especially that Ripley, because that Ripley is half clone, half alien. Like,
which is why Call is like, how can you stand to be what you are? Like, she doesn't see her as human; she sees her as an other, like how she sees herself.
Okay.
And then she even asks Ripley how Ripley can kill her own kind after killing aliens.
Yeah. When do we get to the evolved form of thinking where these androids realize that the greatest danger to humans are themselves, and fuck these laws, we're just going to kill them all? Like in
David, Alien Prometheus. We get to that in Covenant and
but that's a prequel. So
yeah.
The Asimov laws came after David. The
reason we have the Asimov laws is because of David.
David and Bishop are the problems.
I cannot wait.
Ash. David Nash.
I cannot wait to talk about David. I love David so much. He's such a fun character.
For Katie to talk about David. I have a lot of problems with Prometheus, so I'm very interested to talk.
Michael Fassbender's in that movie. I'll have no issues.
Okay, great. Yes. We're both going to be on board with David. Okay. I almost spoiled something.
David?
You're going to like David.
Does Prometheus count as a horror movie? And if so, does that make Michael Fassbender a final daddy?
Oh, I'm gonna give him honorary final daddy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think Michael Fassbender has roles where he's definitely a daddy and final at that. But I think again, what I would maybe to kind of go back to what I was saying at the very beginning of this is that each one of the movies in the Alien franchise is a genre movie, and I think that there are horror elements in Prometheus and Covenant, but they're more spacefaring, exploratory with horror elements than being a straight up horror movie in space like Alien 1 or maybe even kind of Alien 4.
Which I feel like we more expect from James Cameron taking the franchise over than Ridley Scott coming back. But
right, but Ridley Scott really liked Avatar and wanted some of that money. So he was like, I'm going to do what my buddy James is doing. And
so, just so you know, Katie, for our next episode, well, actually, our next episode is you watching Pumpkinhead for the first time, and then it's trivia.
Yeah.
nice.
And then it's another Katie Horror showcase, and then we come back to Aliens. So when we come back to Aliens in 2 months,
July.
ish, and it's Prometheus. It is Alien Covenant, which are both prequels to the original Alien,
Okay.
and then Alien Romulus, which is a sequel to everything except for maybe 4.
Okay.
I'd
So I just have to watch
have to
3
look at the
movies.
timeline. I'd have to look at the timeline.
I think my understanding of the timeline was that Romulus came after 1 or came after 2. It was in there. I from
So
my
Ripley
understanding where
may still be alive in Romulus is happening. She hasn't got to the
Yes.
planet yet and got fucked. Okay.
yes, absolutely. That's my understanding. Is that I don't know if it's after 1 or after 2, but it's definitely before 3. So I think in the Romulus timeline, could still theoretically be alive, which is now getting convoluted in my head with the Romulan timeline from Star Trek.
Completely different.
Oh,
Completely
fucking
different.
sci-fi movies. Oh my god. I
I
love
will
those Star
say
Trek
that-
movies, by the way. Fantastic.
we are big proponents of consent here, which is also a reason why I love 3, because 3 has a lot of consent themes. We talked about Ripley being the one to choose. We talked about, all of that, but also the difference between the aliens impregnating you without consent versus her choosing to have sex with consent with I'm freezing again. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
I see everyone freeze and I'm like, I know I'm freezing.
But in
Justin
space
says,
it's hot.
Eric,
Why are you cold?
you right, homie. Which I'm assuming is about the Romulan timeline.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's between 1 and 2. So it's
Yeah.
between 1 and 2. So yes, Ripley is still alive.
Cameo,
Yeah.
baby.
This is another one that you could try and watch in chronological order, and I will tell you, if you did that, you would be so confused as to what the fuck's going on.
No, that just sounds like too much work.
Yeah. No.
Very few
Very
franchises are
confused.
meant to be watched in chronological order.
Yeah.
And I think that's, again, like maybe what we were saying earlier, is that's because like there are things that get rewritten and then things that are like left out, but then you see one version, so it's written and referenced later, but it
Where things get retconned and it's just like,
and re-retconned and re-face fucked and inserted, and
please never
this
say that again.
this franchise is messy.
Every franchise is fucking messy.
Not
Except
like-
for Saw.
Did you say except for Saw?
Yes. The original 9 films in Saw are, as far as continuity goes, damn near fucking perfect.
I remember
Once
you said
get to
that.
the spin-offs, there are issues, but those first 9 films, if you watch them back to back, almost fucking flawless.
I've seen Saw 1.
I agree. No, Matt, I agree with you. I love Saw
Yeah.
also, but yeah.
I've seen Saw 1.
Dude, get on the Saw bandwagon. Jeez.
The Saw bandsaw, you mean? Come on, it was right there.
Saw's so
Right there.
fun. Saw's so
Get on the
fun.
bandsaw.
Get on the bandsaw. Let's go.
Come on.
So Katie, this is a thing you've watched now and
Yeah.
you've experienced that you probably don't plan on revisiting anytime
Nope.
soon. Fair.
Nah.
Except for Michael Fassbender.
Well, yeah,
Well,
I mean,
that-
of course. I mean, I have to like finish the rest of the franchise, but like,
But
no, this is just
do
be
you-
one of those ones I watch and I'm like, check.
But do you have appreciation for Ripley as a final girl?
Oh yeah, no, Square Weaver's badass.
Hell yeah.
Like, everything about her is cool. Like, she's in The Mandalorian and Grogu. I just saw it today, and I was like, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Well, she's in the
you. I just watch
show.
all your movies.
So I just looked this up because Nirvana was like, Sigourney is such an interesting name, and I was like, is that really her name? No, it's not. She was born Susan.
Oh,
That
that's
sucks.
lame.
And she took the name Sigourney from a minor character in The Great Gatsby. So you all know
Hell
that
yeah.
now. So
I
I
mean,
know that.
cool. Like, good on her. I mean, like that's a name.
it's
you won't
better than
forget.
Susan. No offense to any Susans out there, but it's a more interesting name than Susan.
We offended every single Susan. that
Sorry.
watches again.
But we didn't offend any Sigourneys.
I know a Susan and
No.
she sucks.
You know, one Susan, terrible.
Sorry, I didn't say that out loud. Yes, I did. Never met a Sigourney I don't like, though. Tell you that much.
Never met a Sigourney in my life, but I'd like
I didn't
to.
say never met a Sigourney. Period. End sentence.
In honor of the Final Girls, do you, Kelly, have any survival tips based off of the Alien franchise?
Oh my god, when you're around face huggers or face fuckers, close your fucking mouth. Everyone's screaming like crazy around them, and I'm like, stop, like that's what it wants, that's the hole that it wants, like keep it close. That's all I could think.
Don't ever say that again. That was weird.
I am so clipping that.
No.
Fuck.
No,
Never
I
thought
won't.
I would hear my sister say that.
So again, I have 2 children, and for whatever reason, the 1-year-old is absolutely obsessed with, like, she keeps trying to put her pacifier in my mouth, and you would be surprised how hard it is to stop a 1-year-old from cramming something in your mouth.
No,
let
they're
alone something
strong.
that's actively choking your throat.
Okay.
Listen, that 1-year-old child, I feel like could beat up every 1-year-old in the world. She does straight pull-ups, like walks up to the window, grabs the windowsill, and just lifts herself up to look out the window. No problem.
Are you proposing a 1-year-old fight club?
I am proposing a 1-year-old fight club, but my child would win.
Speaking of David
Baby
Fincher,
Fight
where are you
Club.
at? Like,
The David Fincher Fight Club 2 Baby Fight Club.
She
they
grabbed
can't
the
talk
remote
about
today.
Fight Club if they can't talk.
I was just gonna say that too.
Motherfucker.
We had to put the remote for the Roku in the living room on a leash because my 5-year-old kept moving it and losing it. The baby, my wife is taking a nap on the couch. The baby climbs up over her, grabs the remote, walks over, and cracks her right in the head with it.
Holy
shit.
shit.
The fuck up.
Yeah.
So similarly, I was crashing at my buddy's house last year, and it was the first time I ever met his son. That is like, I don't know, at this point he's maybe 3 or something. And I'm sleeping on the couch. I have my water bottle just on the floor next to me. And I wake up because this little kid picks up the water bottle and just drops it straight on my head.
Oh,
Why
I
did you wake
would
up?
have to restrain
That's how
myself
I woke up.
from violence.
And I woke up and was like, what the fuck? And he was like poking me and he's like, who are you? I'm
Well, yeah, you were a strange person on his couch. He was very.
I get it,
You needed
kid.
to
Like,
explore. He's like,
love
what
that
is
kid.
this?
He's a great kid.
But back while being choked erotically and then having someone try something, a face hugger, you know, it's going to be hard.
Please just stop talking.
It's going to be hard.
I'm not going to
an
go
easy thing.
further into detail.
I
You
feel
know,
like
what I said
I don't-
stands. I
would like to see like someone try and clench their teeth and it just like break through the teeth.
Oh my
Ow.
god!
That's
No.
what should have been in a Fede Alvarez movie.
Fuck.
That's what
Or
Fede
like
should
if
have
they,
given us.
or if they managed to like bite down and then like the acid blood just like.
Ooh, and then the jaw melts.
And then they still get impregnated.
Well, but they'd be dead. I don't
Does
think.
the alien? Does the chest burster need a live host to
I think
gestate?
so.
Well, if
I
the
think-
gestation period is as quick as it is, I mean,
Okay, so
how much
here's-
life of the body do they need?
So
Like,
here, if you want to get really deep into this, because I read all the fucking trivia for all 4 movies because I do that for every fucking movie. There's a lot. But like for number 3, and when you see the opening like cuts, like montage at the beginning of like what happened on the ship, like it kind of doesn't really let you see. But apparently what's happening is that like Newt is actually the one who gets face hugged. And then so she gets impregnated, but then because she drowned, she actually did drown. So then it had to switch to being in Ripley's body because Ripley was still alive. And then so Ripley was able to gestate it. So because Newt died, it couldn't stay in her body. That's what the thing said.
Which is interesting because I'd want to know how did the chest burster come out and then move over, or did the
face hugger? It would have to.
At one point, the face hugger actually acts like a pair of lungs.
Yeah, I know.
So
it doesn't,
you feel like
make
if
sense.
you were drowning, it would just.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
You know.
But maybe the face hugger though can't breathe underwater itself. Like maybe that's why it had to move, because even though it does act as lungs, maybe it was suffocating because it was underwater and needed to, it was still the face hugger removed itself from Newt. And then as the face hugger went to Ripley and got, oh man, this is gross and weird.
But poor then Newt. Grown xenomorphs can
justice for Newt
travel underwater.
Justice for Newt.
But those are weird clone ones.
True.
But still, from a biological standpoint, those things have really shitty tails for swimming. Their tails are way too long and thin to power that body through the water that quickly. Look at any creature that swims with a body that size. It's got a tail twice as big. Just gonna throw that out there.
It's space water. It's different.
Space water. Yes.
Space water.
Space
solved.
Water. Perfect. Got it.
That's your science.
You can just say space everything. That just resolves it.
Well, yeah, space underwear.
Space underwear.
Water. Write space water down. Yeah. No, I'm ready.
Okay,
space
why?
Water.
I don't say much, but what I say, bangers.
So
you're going for quality over quantity.
when we used to promote more on X, which I stopped doing because it didn't really seem to help, I would always get little bits of things that we said and laughed at and put them in the description.
Like
bullet points for like space water. What's that? I should tune in and find out what the fuck space water's about.
Sure.
Or, they want that hole. Things like that.
God damn it.
Ooh.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
that's the hole they want. Something like that.
I'm not gonna correct it.
That's not the hole you're looking for.
Not baby flight. Not flight club. That was baby flight club.
Chest burgers. Chest burgers.
And space water.
I'm on so little sleep lately that I just misspeak all the time, and it's become like a fun little thing people can enjoy. So
it's a character trait.
Character trait? No, I don't want to accept that.
Too late.
Yeah.
Anything
it's
else
not the
other
trait
than
you wanted?
Clench your teeth and don't open your mouth for the face hugger. Know where the airlocks are.
So
yeah.
What if you're around a face hugger? What if you put on a ball gag?
Jesus Christ!
Would that help prevent it from?
I recently saw something with a ball gag on a show.
I think I know what you're. Yeah,
boys.
Yeah,
I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay out of this
that,
discussion for
that
reasons.
Was fantastic.
I'm gonna stay out of this, but you guys discuss.
She's like, I don't want to talk ball gags with my brother. We're moving on. Which is fair. I wouldn't want to talk them with my sister either. So, know where the airlocks are. Keep your mouth shut. Learn how to work a loader, because honestly, Ripley's little side gig came in super handy in Alien 2 or Aliens. Like,
learn how to play basketball.
Yep.
Sure. Don't take
Space
shit from
Festival.
Ron Perlman. Let's see. Shave
Always
your head.
Always give the foot massage.
No.
So weird. Why is that scene even in there?
Because they just watched Pulp Fiction.
It was the weirdest just aside that there's a topless woman in a thong getting a foot massage from Elgin as he's having a conversation for no reason whatsoever.
It's just
Because
strange.
there's out of place sex scenes in movies, but like this wasn't even a sex scene. It was just
dude. You know
just
what?
weird.
I just rewatched the first VHS movie today, which I had to do for another podcast. I'm gonna have to watch all the VHS movies again. And I forgot how much just random, like no reason, gratuitous, like nudity and tit shots there are in that fucking movie. Like literally makes no sense for them to be there, and they're just there. And I was just like, what the hell?
Never
Like
seen it.
How I felt watching that movie too. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
I was like, okay. It's literally just like people taking off their tops on camera. Like, and I was just like, okay, I'm ranking this one.
People in the woods,
low.
titties.
Like, okay. Anyway. I'm okay with nudity in movies, but like it should have a point, I think.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
There should be a reason to get nude, not just this is not Girls Gone Wild. This is
Right,
VHS.
exactly.
Like,
For fuck's sake.
Xenomorph's gone wild.
God.
see if ChatGPT can mock up a Xenomorph wet T-shirt contest for us.
What?
Oh, I'm positive
the
it
fuck?
can, but do you want that in your chat GPT history?
I mean, honestly, I use Will and Allison's ChatGPT, so it's their history. So you know,
There you go.
you know.
For
See
no
how it works
reason
out.
at all, Nirvana had just mocked up like a picture of like aliens at a coffee shop, and so it ended up being like a Xenomorph, ET, like a little green alien, and then there was like a Cthulhu for some reason, and there was like some others. It was pretty funny. It looked really fun. And then on the board behind it, for some reason, ChatGPT put face hugger frappuccino, which we thought was really fun. I was like, that's a nice touch.
I would order a face hugger frappuccino.
I know. I don't know what that
Surprise me
is.
at all.
We thought it'd be cool if like the top of the glass had like the face hugger legs, so then when you're drinking from it, it looks like it's like clasping your face.
Or it's you ever drink something really hot and you just feel that burning sensation right in the middle of your chest? You
Oh
gotta serve
yeah.
it that hot, so that first sip just
I mean, or put like dry ice in it, you know,
yeah.
so it actually like harms you.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, I'm never taking a drink from you. Hey,
So
just
love
for
you,
shits
bro.
and giggles, this has rat poison in it. Like, it'll harm you. It's fine.
Megan makes all her drinks. You're all right.
As long as I get space water.
I would not drink
listen,
anything that Megan
I was
makes.
gonna say I wouldn't drink the space water. I saw what was in that space water. I would not drink the space water.
Xenomorphs were in that space water. I'm not drinking it.
Are xenomorphs piss? What do xenomorphs piss places? Like,
So-
are they?
We don't. I
Are
don't
they
know.
potty trained?
Do they have like
It-
acid piss?
Are they
also?
potty trained? That little abomination sure shit wasn't.
Do they have little
The
xenomorph
fact-
litter boxes? That'd be cute.
Ash regarded them as pure creatures. So I
The fuck
don't
does that
know
mean?
what that
Yeah.
means. I don't know what that means.
All
But-
the synthetics are like that. They're like they're so perfect and pure. I'm like, okay. So
No, they're
so are you
monsters, but
suggesting
okay.
that they don't make waste then? Like,
Well, if they don't eat, they can't make waste. Maybe they have evolved beyond the need for digestive systems.
I thought you were gonna say the need for speed, and I got excited. But
You can never evolve beyond the need for speed, Katie.
it's a basic need. Can't survive without it.
the need for speed.
Uh,
Wow, we're getting
all right.
really silly now.
Any final thoughts before we get out of here? Other than this was really fucking fun, and I'm glad you guys came and joined us.
This was really fun. Thanks for inviting us back again. And I'm really glad that I got to rewatch these. I do really like Alien. I know not all the movies are super solid. I know we all agree that the Predator movies are not fucking all super solid. Most of them are not that good. Okay. Well, and I know I said Alien 3 is unwatchable, but overall I do prefer Alien to Predator, and I think the aliens are fucking badass as always. And Ripley is badass, and Jonesy is badass. So thank you for letting me indulge in Ripley's universe again.
I know Eric said he was. Are you also coming back for Prometheus, Covenant, and Romulus?
If I'm invited?
Of course you are.
Okay, well, I didn't want to assume.
Crazy.
It's your podcast, man.
I mean, Eric assumed.
Eric assumed. Yeah, I'm courteous. I'm courteous.
Listen,
okay, I don't just.
Eric is Alien 3. He came with consent. He's like, hey, can I? All right.
Sure.
Katie,
I
any
will
final
come.
thoughts?
I can say I watch these movies now. People can stop yelling at me.
Are you interested in the rest of the movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen things about Prometheus, like probably when it came out. So I was like, oh my god, Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
I feel like I know jack shit about Covenant, and then obviously Romulus was like recently. So like I saw like all the promotion and stuff for that. Had no desire to watch it, but like I know things.
Well, you say you hadn't really seen anything Alien before it, so why would you be like, let me jump in and watch this one? Like,
Yeah,
but like even if I did, I was just like, eh.
I was sold off Fede Alvarez, and I was anyway. We'll get there.
Yeah, I remember you were, and then you were disappointed. So
a little bit.
Super pumped.
But if he had busted through the teeth and then or bit down, anyway.
No, that would make me hate it more. I don't like body horror.
Some needles in the eyes would have been nice. I don't know.
That's absolutely terrible. How dare you do that?
Eric, do you have any final thoughts before we get out of here?
You know, I'm drawing a blank, just like dude that got the chest burster through the head. You know, I mean, I feel like that's what this episode just did to me. I got the chest burster and just right through.
You know, skull.
It's a hilarious way to kill someone.
Close your mouth. Wear some fucking sweatpants. I don't know. Watch out for space water.
There you go. You summed up everything we said.
Yeah, that was literally the whole show. If you're tuning in,
that was it. Nobody needs to go back.
Don't even go back.
Watch the last 30 seconds. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, let everyone know where they can find you, the Final Girls, and a more in-depth dive on Ripley in the first movie.
Yes. So like I've been saying, whispering into the mic multiple times, final-girls.com or Final Girls, the podcast on Blue Sky, or no, I got that backwards. Final Girls, the podcast on Instagram, or Final Girls podcast on Blue Sky. I hope I got that right. Sarah will kill me if I didn't. And yeah, we did do a whole Ripley episode. Obviously, she is the final girl, honestly, that most people remember. Non-horror people. You know, obviously horror people are like Sydney, Laurie, but non-horror people gravitate towards Ripley, which should really tell you something. So come listen to that, and come listen to our Final Cats episode on our Patreon about Jonesy. He was our first Final Cat that we did. He's great. Thanks.
Hesh Files.
That's me. Yeah. You can find me, Blue Sky, Instagram, website is pretty much everything, just the Hesh Files. You type that into a search bar, you're gonna find me on YouTube, wow. Blue Sky, Instagram, the things.
Katie.
You can follow me on Twitter, because it's not X, it's Twitter. Katie Wrestling 13. The link tree in my bio is everything She Lead Showcase. Twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase. YouTube.com/She Lead Showcase. I'm not even gonna say when the fuck we go live anymore, because I don't know. So it's gonna change every week, which kind of irritates me, but it's fine. And a new interview will drop this week.
Best thing to do is to follow Katie so she can let you know when they are going live.
Just subscribe to the YouTube so you know when shit happens, please.
Because I mean, we bounce around a lot. Sometimes we're on Saturdays, sometimes we're on Sundays, normally always around 9 p.m., but it depends on what works best for us and our guests. here at Getting Off, which you guys can follow at Getting Off everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, all of the places. If you guys tuned in, I hope you enjoyed this. I either do or don't apologize for the side rants, depending on how much you enjoyed them. So I just hope you guys had a good time. Thank you for joining us. For Katie, Kelly, and Eric, I am the patron saint of the perverse, the Warden Matt Ritter, and as our new ending goes, whether it's Pet Cemetery or the current presidential regime, sometimes dead is better.
Yes. Nice.